Alright guys, so I made this video while narrating over this draft. However, at the end I realized that my microphone was off, so I'm re-recording this while narrating over the top. So this is a Mengu Cube draft league. Here I have already went through the draft pod and I drafted a pretty sweet storm deck. So we have the Underworld Breach combo with Brain Freeze. So you can Brain Freeze you cast Underworld Breach, you Brain Freeze yourself, you fill up your graveyard, and you can go off with Frantic Search or just recasting Lotus Petal, making mana with Frantic Search and High Tide. We also have a lot of draw spells: Frantic Search, Time Spiral, Echo of Eons. We don't have LED, but we still we have enough things to go off. We have a few counter spells just for the early game or for some type of interaction to protect us while we're going off. We also have an Ancestral Recall, which is just the greatest draw spell that there is. Get Probe to see if the coast is clear. Time Walk, because why not? Young Pyromancer, if we're going off, we can have an alt-win condition. Mana Flare as well for the Frantic Search. So there's a lot of sweet cards. We also have the Stroke of Genius too, in case they have Eldrazi, or we just have a lot of mana and we can make them lose a turn without getting their draw step. Also Memory Jar and a bunch of other things. What else do we have? Yeah, that's pretty much it with the Lotus Petal Chrome Mox, and now we're just waiting in the queue to queue up with our first opponent. So there's quite a few changes from the Mengu Cube from the actual vintage. For one, the Underworld Breach, which is insane. It makes Brain Freeze so much more consistent, which is a great addition in my opinion. They also have Drawn from Dreams, which is, it's 4 mana, but it's basically a 4 mana, what's that Delve spell again? Can't remember. 2 blue and 5, I believe, where you look at the top 7 and you put 2 in your hand. But Drawn from Dreams is just a 4 mana cost of the same card with no Delve. Yeah, so basically red is just splash for those 3 cards, which are just an insane engine in this deck. And we're queuing up against our first opponent. We also Lutri is in this cube, which is basically just always a free companion. We're gonna keep this hand. This hand has a lot of potential with Jace to just start filtering through, discarding our Echo if we need to, and then we can cast it from the graveyard. My opinion with Storm is always, if you're not under any pressure, if you're not losing next turn, just keep drawing cards and put down your lands. Play Jace here. Oof. Now that's a beater. we can always draw on their turn, but that is that shuts down a lot of our deck. Drawn from Dreams does go around that, so that's one good thing. But that's a beating. We're gonna have to get rid of that. I don't know if we have any removal or bounce effects. I don't know if we can go off without drawing cards, but let's give it a try, I guess. This does not seem like a good matchup. White stacks. This is gonna be painful. Yep. Do we have any bounce spells? I can't remember. I guess we're going to be casting this Drawn from Dreams and see if we have anything to deal with it. If we cast Echo of Eons, well, at least they'll also discard their whole hand. Oh, Cryptic Command. There you go. We can bounce it. Never didn't have it. So do we want here Force of Will, or do we want Chrome Mox? Like if we get Force of Will, what are we discarding? Frantic Search? I don't think so. That's a very important card in our deck. We just won't force anything unless it's game losing. And I guess we would pitch no, not Cryptic Command, because we need to bounce it. So I guess the only option would be Frantic Search, but I still don't like it. Nope, that's fine. What's it gonna do? Make 3 1/1s? Okay. I don't care about that. Maybe here we'll draw another. Oh, there you go. Got another blue card. Why? Why not? For sure, that this guy exiling Frantic Search to counter that would not be a very good for us. So here we still have, so next turn they only have 3 mana. We're gonna have Cryptic up to counter bounce, or just wait till the end of the turn and bounce it, then try to go off from there. At that point we'll have Jace flipped as well, which will allow us to recast anything from our graveyard. Yep, don't care about that. It's a nice Soul Ring. They tapped out. I mean, because if the turn that we use Cryptic Command to bounce their Spirit of Labyrinth is the turn that we want to go off on the next turn, right? We are at 12 life. They're going to be punching in for another 3. At this point, I think we're just going to bounce it right now. Just loot with Jace. Ghost block, loot. I don't know why we ghost blocking it. We already know we're going to bounce it. But yeah. So I'm thinking, yeah, we bounce draw. Drawing cards here is more important than countering the Goblin Rabblemaster, because we already want to go off on this turn right here. Ooh, Time Spiral. So if we can get a High Tide, that would be insane here with the Frantic Search, Underworld Breach. We could basically go through our whole deck. Yeah, really, High Tide would really make us go off. Even if all else fails, we can Time Spiral. Bottom both, I'm guessing. Like Pyromancer does not do much except for make blockers, but we want to go off, because if they recast their Spirit of the Labyrinth, it's over. Got to win this turn. Okay, Armageddon. that's not a cool card. Ancestral Recall. We can cast it again from the graveyard if we don't find High Tide. There you go. Never did have it. Narset Time Spiral for the lulls if we need to. But I think it's pretty deterministic from here. We could even cast High Tide again from the graveyard if we want, but just Frantic Search and Underworld Breach here, we're going through is deterministic at this point. Go through our deck and brain freeze the opponent. So if we want to recast High Tide from the graveyard, it's better to keep all the islands untapped. Because right here, card draw is not our issue. Our issue here would be our mana. But now with 2 High Tides going and a Frantic Search and Time Spiral, if we really don't get there, we pretty much go through our whole deck with infinite mana and a Brain Freeze. Or we can stroke their genius if we need to, but Boros beats like that, I'd be very surprised if they have any type of Eldrazi in their deck. So we're just gonna, because Frantic Search, just since you're putting 2 cards in your graveyard every time you use it, but you're exiling 3, so basically the number of cards in your graveyard costs you 1 card in your graveyard every time you cast it, right? So with the number of cards we have in our graveyard right now, and we have 14 cards in our deck, so we'd have to cast it 7 times. So we have enough cards in the graveyard, so it's 100% deterministic. We brain freeze our opponent. We could even take extra turns if we want, or Narset Wheel, or just we win. Just got to go through the motions at this point. We exile 3, we put 2, we exile 3, we put 2. Fun times. Ooh, Mana Flare for even more mana. More mana, more fun. Generating mana every time now. Just doesn't even matter which card we're exiling from the graveyard at this point. We just want to find Brain Freeze. There you go. And they have 28 cards in their deck. It's lethal right now. We could even cast it and then do we still have Ancestral? We could cast it, then do Ancestral Recall on them and don't even give them an untap step. Even though it doesn't matter because we know they don't. We know the cards in their hand. Do we have enough mana to make them draw 28? We could, but it's just going to be faster. We could have just recast Frantic Search a few times and then make them draw 29. So what do we want here? Maybe a few burn spells if we have it. Yeah, Searing Spear, just to get rid of their taxing creatures. So Fiery Confluence would be a blowout. Honestly, Young Pyromancer, I do not think I want this in this matchup. I mean, we're never gonna beat them with attackers in it if we're actually making dorks with Young Pyromancer. We're probably just winning anyways. And odds are, if they have, because is it our only? No, it's not our only creature. But the thing is, with so little creatures, any type of removal they have is just dead cards in their hand. So I don't think I want Young Pyromancer. Stroke of Genius is only useful once you're going off, right? It's not the best draw card because you need so much mana to actually draw spells. So I don't know how good it would be. Okay, seems here I decided to keep the Young Pyromancer in case I needed a few blockers just to survive a turn or two. But after doing the league and everything, I think Young Pyromancer was just not a very good card in this deck. Here it could be used to put it under the Chrome Mox for turn 3 Fiery Confluence. It would give us red mana, so it's not a bad keep. I mean, it doesn't do much, but we do have a board wipe, which if our opponent just spits out his whole hand on turn 4 and we board wipe them, then we'll have so much time to just draw and combo off. Maybe on turn 2 we can put Lutri in our hand. Oof, Stormforge Mystic, okay. Fiery Confluence could take care of the whatever equipment they fetch. What are they getting? Okay, +2/+2 flying, that's good. It's good. Lotus Petal, okay, so now we have all the red that we need. Even with the fetch land, we also had the red. We want to cast this as a blocker. It won't block much because of the +2/+2 flying. And it will die to Fiery Confluence as well, so it won't actually do anything by casting it this turn. I'm guessing Fiery Confluence would be better to wait once they play their equipment. I think here I forgot about putting the Lutri in my hand. It's hard to remember to put Lutri into your hand. Well, that has 4 toughness. That's not cool. Fire Confluence only does 3. Come on, opponent. Not chill. Can we double cast it with Lutri and Fiery Confluence? Oh. So we can destroy their clue and their 2 dorks, so at least Gaia's Cradle won't ramp them, I guess. That's not too bad. They can swing in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 this turn, so I'm dead next turn? Oof. So I gotta go off next turn or bust, basically. Mm, okay. Okay. This is not looking good for the home team, guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we are still dead next turn. Because they make 2 other dorks. They're hitting him for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 next turn. That's cool. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all she wrote. Let's see if they give us any other information, but yeah, Armageddon is was not good for us. Even if they didn't cast it, to be honest, well, we have 3 more lands. We could time spiral, but yeah, that was rough. Turn 5, got killed on turn 5. Manic Vandal, destroy artifact, I guess, maybe, if we're on the back foot. But hopefully we can just combo off faster than they can kill us. So we know that they can kill us around turn 5, but I think our deck can combo off faster than turn 5 if we get, decent cards. Lots of high converted mana cost here. Okay, so what are we going to be pitching here? Maybe compulsive reset, discard a land. Maybe Lotus Petal? Yeah, Lotus Petal. Why not? We could turn 2 Time Walk, like if we don't draw land, or if we draw land, we can turn 2 Time Walk, and then we can do compulsive research as well, just to go through our deck a little bit. Because we do have Time Spiral, so with we have Frantic Search and Time Spiral, so hitting High Tide here would generate like an insane amount of mana. Sadly, we don't have a volcanic here, so all we can do is get a mountain. I don't think we want to fetch because we want to hit our land drops. So this guy, if he lands, we have to pay 1 to crack our fetch, but it doesn't really matter. So here, I'm guessing if we don't hit our land drop, we're going to time walk just to try and hit it. No, there you go, never didn't have it. So I'm thinking compulsive research here, just as a sorcery draw spell, is great. We could always discard Brain Freeze and something else if we don't hit 2 lands. Oof. Echo is a good discard. Echo and I guess Brain Freeze is fine in the graveyard. Yeah. If we're going off, we're probably going to have access to our graveyard, or we will time spiral before then. Really, you don't want Brain Freeze in your hand until you're going off. Okay, 4 toughness again. That's just not cool. All our burn does 3. If we had a land, so we could just Jason burn something if we need to. This guy says, is it spells and activated ability? Yeah, we probably want to kill Kithian before he flips. Or we could do Jason Time Walk. Yeah, that sounds not too bad, Jason Time Walk. Or we could just burn Kithian, keep Time Walk for next turn, because we could Time Walk Jace, Time Walk again. Yeah, that's probably better. So we'd have 2 turns to get land drops and Frantic Surge and High Tide, or basically we all they can jump their creature. Well, I guess it really doesn't really matter if they jump it. Yeah, that was not blocking that anyways. Got a free block on the cat token, but doesn't matter because they're coming in with 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're dead next turn anyways. No matter what we do, we're dead. So we got a Time Walk. Let's loot. See if we get High Tide. We can loot if loot Time Walk, or loot Time Walk Frantic Search, and then keep the next Time Walk for next turn. There we go. Discard a land. That's great. Yeah, just Time Walk. We don't want to cast Frantic Search, because if we're casting Frantic Search, like, what are we discarding? Are we discarding Time Walk or Time Spiral? I don't think so. We're Time Walking for sure this turn, because we can't let the opponent untap. We gotta win before they untap, basically. So let's just go to the next turn. Maybe we draw High Tide. So Chromox is a good discard to Frantic Search, so we can Frantic Search, discard Chromox and something else. Hopefully get High Tide. Narset is a card, but like I can't cast. We can always. I can cast Narset and Time Walk, so that's fine. I can discard Chromox, Mountain, cast Narset, cast Time Walk. Narset maybe finds us either High Tide or yeah, pretty much High Tide. That's what I want. So I'd have 2 turns to find Time Walk. Yeah, the reason here why I discard Time Spiral is because I want to do my land drop, and I can do Time Walk here. If I find Time Walk and Narset, if I find High Tide or anything else, I can just recast Time Spiral from my graveyard. So we got 2 activations of Narset and 2 activations of Narset, and we can still use the flashback from Jace. All right. What do you have for us, Narset? Give us the Underworld Breach. Okay. Okay. I think we can do things with that. Underworld Breach, and we can get probe them right now. Just get an extra card. High Tide. Please. Please. High Tide. Land drop is okay. So here, what do we want to do? Frantic Search, because it's free. Well, it's free. Yeah, we could just Frantic Search forever. Well, not forever, but we can Frantic Search until we find High Tide, and then we start generating mana. Because right now we're just mana neutral, and we're just going through our deck, costing 1 graveyard slot at a time. Yeah, until we find High Tide, we're just filtering. We're not generating mana or anything like that. So we already have our Brain Freeze in the graveyard. Oh, we can cast Ancestral Recall just to draw 3. We don't need Force of Will or Force Spike or anything like that. We just want to draw. Well, I guess at this point we just do Storm Count, like, because we have the Brain Freeze. All we need now is Storm Count, right? We need Storm Count 10, so we just got to cast a few more spells and Frantic Search, and we got 8 cards in our graveyard, soon to be 9, so we could just Frantic Search until we have Storm. It's just that High Tide makes it that we're generating. No, we just need Storm. That's it. And with Frantic Search, we can just Storm off. Yeah, there you go. High Tide. That's the stuff. Don't even need our Jace activation. But we could do it just to save a few cards in the graveyard. in case we're getting low on cards in the graveyard. We could always Fiery Confluence and re-flash it back from our graveyard, but we don't need it at this point. It's all about just storm count. Now we're generating mana so we could cast our Preordain just for storm, and it costs less cards. 8 storms, so next spell is going to be a storm count 9, and then we could brain freeze and we win. Yep, and it's over. Discard 2 random cards, brain freeze, and done. See, that was turn 7. That is pretty late, but still got there. We got storm count 9. Just one more frantic search just for the good measure. Because why not? I'll storm count 10 just in case I can't count 3 times 9, 3 times 10. So now we got 30 something. Do it. And if they have an Eldrazi, well, at least hopefully it'll double mill them, and then we can mill them to close to empty of their deck and try to get lucky like that, and then just make them draw with our Stroke of Genius, I guess, which is still in the deck. Or maybe you sideboarded it out. Doesn't matter. I'd be super surprised if they sideboarded some type of Eldrazi in their mono white Boros deck. Is this a concession lag? Might just be a little bit salty. Yeah, that's the thing with Underworld Breach. It's just so easy to go through your deck. It makes storming just... This is the dumbest storm deck I have the displeasure to play against in all my Vintage Cube experience. Seems he doesn't like the Underworld Breach combo. It just makes it so consistent. Having Brain Freeze and Frantic Search with Underworld Breach is just very easy. Another one would be LED. We don't have it, but LED would make it insane. Team J-Ro. So we're still at the very, very early. I think Mengu Cube has just started, so that's why Team J-Ro only has 3 trophies. I think this might be like my second or third draft of the format. I can't remember anymore. Recorded this a few months ago, but I'm just right now redubbing over the video, just because I want to post this on for the YouTubes. But yeah, I really enjoyed this iteration of Vintage Cube. Oh, this is great. I can force spike something. I gotta turn to Jace to just filter, ensure that I hit my land drops. Maybe I still have Cryptic Command on turn 4. Oh, another another white deck. It's gonna be. But got our finger on the force spike. We are force spiking anything we can. Please just land and cast. No cast. Well, that changes things. So I think, yeah, if I hadn't drawn that, I think I would have played Jace. But now with that, we're just gonna force spike something and ancestral recall something. Come on, 3-drop. No, all right. Well, we'll draw 3. Don't mind me. So now we have Jace and force spike up. We will discard something. Opponent says nice. I'll give him the little smiley things. I think Newmont calls them the carrots. Give him the good old carrots. Can't believe you turn one Kithian and then just nothing afterwards. I'm down with that. I will 4 spike 4 drops so fast. Do it, do it. Yes! Feels so good. There you go. 4 spike is an addition to the Mengu Cube. It's the blue Manatite. The best. I felt so good. Felt it in my bones. I'm thinking here we just... Did I forget to loot last turn? Oh no, he had a summoning sickness. So here we're just gonna keep loot and cryptic up because we can. So with the mana flare, that's pretty awesome because we have mana flare time spiral. So ideally we wait until we can cast both, because casting mana flare is always rough because you're doubling your opponent's oof. That's gonna be a no from me. I can't. I can't. I just can't. Paying 1 on everything? Are you crazy? Yeah, I gotta draw some cards. You can attack me with Kithian all you want. That clock is fine with me. Oof, that is not gonna work out how you think, opponent. Target Jace, do it. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna discard the island, so keep the red for mana flare. And I think my line will be Chromox, the Drawn from Dreams. Play Mountain, play Mana Flare, Time Spiral. We'll have 5 lands, we'll have 10 mana. And we can keep Jace's activation. Oh no! And we can keep Jace's activation so for after Time Spiral. Yeah. Well, at least they get to attack. Oof. Oof. Well, I think that's... I don't want to say that's game, but I have a lot of draw spells and a lot of mana, so that's going to be a toughie for the opponent. Yeah, High Tide. High Tide, Mana Flare. Do I want to recast High Tide from the... I think I do. Because what am I going to have a hard time with here? Is it going to be mana or is it... No, it's not going to be mana, it's going to be card draw. Because right now I have double islands and soon double lands, so I'm going to have a lot of mana. So I don't need to recast High Tide from the graveyard. So I could just... I guess I'm greedy. I just want infinite mana. Because I do have a lot of card draw in my deck. So after casting this Mana Flare, I'm just going to have some insane amount of mana. And I can redraw Ancestral. There's so many card draw spells, I think. Ooh, that was not a lot of card draw. We got what? Preordain. Then we can Time Walk, Lotus Petal. Hopefully we hit something with the Preordain. Because this Underworld Breach is not going to do a lot without cards in our graveyard. Okay. Oh, Memory Jar. There you go. There you go. That's what we want. Yeah. I think my opponent is ready to call it good. Oh, geez, GG. So here we could just cast everything in Memory Jar and then, yeah. There you go. He sees the Underworld Breach, he insta concedes. We could have Time Walk, Memory Jar, and then with our draw 7, we could just... Come on. Come back. Come back, opponent. I want to make you look at me, Storm. Look at me having fun. Yeah. Alright, so another Boros aggro deck. So we're going to want the Fiery Confluence, probably the Searing Spear as well. That's not too bad. We have a, good burn spells, I guess. I was going to do a bunch of clicking. Yeah, that's why I conceded. No need for me to drag it out. Yeah. So again, with the mono white Boros, I really doubt that they have Eldrazi. So on Pyromancer is, you know, not the best. Basically just chump blocking, and if they have any type of removal, they'll take it because I don't have any other targets for their removal except for Jace. But then again, you know, if they hit Jace, whatever. But ideally they don't. Preordain, Force Spike, we got the Fiery Confluence. We don't have a second red, but I believe in our Preordain. Force Spike is just the best card. We can Force Spike any 2-drops they have. I'm keeping this. You know, after looking at the deck, I think I only have 2 mountains in the deck. 2 mountains and a red fetch. That red fetch is really ambitious with only 2 targets. We don't have a lot of red sources, but we do have Lotus Petal, so we have 2 mountains, a red fetch, that's 3. Lotus Petal 4, Chromox, maybe 5 if we put something under it. So we don't have a lot of ways to get double red. So with them playing Figure of Destiny, this makes this Force Spike drop in value a lot. But maybe they'll play a 2-drop, or maybe they'll pump it and play 1-drop. I don't know. But I'm not in a hurry to cast this Preordain either. What else am I going to do? Oh yeah, that's going to be a no. No. Not today. Okay, Echo Vions, I do not need any of these cards. Bottom both. Drawn from Dreams will find us our second mountain, though, so that's good. Let's keep playing islands, because if we get High Tide, we want as much islands as we can. So next turn I'm going to play a mountain, because if we get another mountain afterwards, we can cast our Fiery Confluence. So I could Time Walk here and then Drawn from Dreams next turn. So yeah, I think conserving life totals here is ideal. Second mountain. Frantic Search is a second mountain. High Tide, Frantic Search, but I do want Underworld Breach as well. Force of Will is not too bad, but they only have 1 card in hand, so Frantic Search. Yeah, I think it's High Tide. I really want the Underworld Breach, but I think because Frantic Search and Underworld Breach is insane. But I mean, High Tide, Frantic Search, you know, like, can't go wrong with that. So we can High Tide, tap the mountain, untap it, cast Fiery Confluence. Oh no, we can't even do that because we could only cast 1 spell per turn. Okay, that's not good. Yeah, it's just Mana Flare and Fiery Confluence next turn. Oops. It's alright. See, we got our second mountain. There you go. Our second red source. Can't cast more than 1 spell per turn. Storm. You want me to storm with 1 card per turn? Do not level it up. Are they leveling it up? Flying Haze from white. It's a 4/4. Becomes monstrous. It deals damage to something. Why do people play? Wait, how did they cast this? Isn't that 5 mana? How did they cast? They don't even have 2 red. Oh, right. They have Mana Flare. Right. Okay, so we are dead next turn, so we had to cast that Fiery Confluence just to be able to cast more spells. So we gotta go off. It's all or bust. Not sure what you do about Archon. Yeah, I kill it. That's what I do about it. Okay. Narset Time Spiral sounds like a good time to me. Narset Time Spiral is a good time. It's a good time for everybody involved. See that? I had three draw 7s in my hand. Like, that's insane. Let's give Narset, and we will not activate until we cast our Time Spiral because we don't want any more cards until we. Oh yeah, there you go. We could preordain Memory Jar, Narset. Yeah, I can't say it's deterministic, but honestly, could also Fiery Confluence again just to you know show them who's boss, I guess. I want all of these, yeah. Maybe not the Echo, but Ancestral. Oh, Frantic Search. There you go. So here we just want to find Brain Freeze. That's it. So we could just Drawn from Dreams, look at the top 7, get Brain Freeze, win the game. GG's, I guess, pretty much. Yeah, let's just Fiery Confluence. We could probably kill them with raw damage if we could do 6 with this Fiery Confluence, then 3 more to their face. That's 9. Probably. Underworld Breach. Doesn't really matter. I just want to draw my Brain Freeze. That's it. Time Walk for the lulls. Let's draw 3 and discard a land. Okay. Probably would have been. So Memory Jar here is probably better. Oh man, I should have discarded Echo of Eons right there. It would have costed me less to cast. But probably just want a Memory Jar just because I don't want to shuffle my library. Or his library, more like it. Frantic Search. All right, we didn't fizzle, but you know we're getting low on mana, and we still haven't found the Brain Freeze. We do have an extra turn, so if we do fizzle, I mean, we can still go off, but we have 2 active high tides. Have you not drawn the payoff? Nope. Still looking for it. Oh, they don't have any cards in it. Oh yeah. So we got a Memory Jar here. It's not looking good. I mean, what, we got 16 cards in our deck. We can. There you go. Brain Freeze. Storm Count 20. We got this. Can Searing Spear them for the lulls with our Lotus Petal, but yeah. Okay. I was getting a bit nervous there with my mana and going through my deck like that. Alright, so 2 wins. We're going to round 3 now. Hopefully we can trophy with this deck. I think it's my first time drafting Storm with this new iteration of the Vintage Cube. Which, so far I'm having a blast. I mean, it's always fun when you're winning, you know. Team J Rose still has 3 trophies. Oh, Numat Nanami was at the top as well. I really enjoy his streams, his videos as well. He's a very good vintage player, vintage cube player, or limited player. I was looking up, if he dies, he dies. I think we just got matched. There you go. Again, reminds us that we never put Lutri in our hand. That we can always do, but we never do. I say we, but, you know, really it's me. Probably should have cited out the Young Pyromancer. I'm never going to win with that card. Brain Freeze, I prefer land drops than Brain Freeze because I will probably Time Spiral before I Brain Freeze, so rather not have that card in my hand. Ooh, green deck this time. Alright, Young Pyromancer because why not? I can get in for 2 damage and then, you know, maybe I can Fiery Confluence them. Oh no, that's all on the sideboard. So yeah, I'm never winning with damage. Who does that damage in Vintage? So I guess I got Force of Will. I'll offer the trade because I do not care about this Pyromancer. Do it, block. No, alright, maybe next time. I'll let you get in for 2. Really, I don't know why I attacked, because I don't care about my opponent's life total, and I care about mine. So really, this young Pyromancer is a defensive creature. I will not attack anymore. Okay, so you have 2 mana. Do you have any more dorks? Okay, Simic. You're playing against a Simic deck. Alright, 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 alright. 2 mana. Got anything else to play? Pass turn? Alright. It's good with me. Obviously gonna attack because you're not blocking with that Cobra. Come on. No attacks, no blocks. Alright. No land hurts. But, yep. You gonna block? No blocks, no attacks. Alright, it's fine with me. Hopefully this Jace will help us find our 4th land, and then we can... We could cast Drawn from the Dreams to get a blue card for force, and then any other card. Right now I will discard Drawn from Dreams to force if it's something that will put pressure on the board. Because I don't really have any removals, and... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you can have your Lantern. Is that just ramp, or are they not Simic? Are they 5-color Golos? This Force of Will is just itching. Yeah, that's fine. A defender? Sure. Come on in, Cobra. Water's warm. So now this Pyromancer is infinitely blocked. Let's cast Drawn. So we want a blue card for force. Well, just any blue card, because I'm not pitching Time Spiral here to force. And I'm not pitching Brain Freeze either. So I'm guessing Git Probe and Breach. Or do I want Breach? Because if I Time Spiral, it doesn't really matter. So the best here would have been Mana Flare or High Tide. So I'm guessing land and Git Probe. Git Probe to discard the force, land just to keep hitting land drops. Yeah, I think that's my best. Yeah, that's the best option. Because Underworld Breach, I want to do it when I'm going off, and right now the way my hand is, I just want to cast Memory Jar. Yeah, I just want to cast Memory Jar, pass turn. Maybe after that cast Time Spiral, and then I'll just have fresh 7 cards with an uncracked Memory Jar. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Nissa is fine. Doesn't really matter to me. It's not flipping this turn, maybe next turn. There'll be a 6 land after that. Okay. So they are playing red, I guess. So far we've only seen blue cards. I will loot with Jace. Oh, Echo's a great discard. Do I want to preordain or Memory Jar first? I guess Jar is fine. Yeah. So right now the opponent doesn't have any attackers. Their Nissa will most likely flip this next turn. If it chooses to attack, that will 100% block with my young Pyromancer. So the plan is just to hit a land drop. Ideally would be to hit High Tide, but would be to hit a land drop, Time Spiral with Force Backup, get 7 new cards with all my lands untapped, If I get a high tide and whatever else, I can cast all that, then re-flip with Memory Jar, or just go off with my new 7. Opponent here is flipping Nissa. That's fine. They can make a 4/4 or ramp or draw a card, whatever. They reveal the forest. Okay, so they put it directly on the field. And right now they have infinite mana. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 mana. That's a decent amount of mana. 6, 7, 8. No, stop. No. 10. Stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hydroid Crisis. That's fine. What are you destroying? Memory jar? Oh, do I want to crack jar, loot with Jace, and stifle this? This guy, because I do not want to. Okay, so I got Force in the graveyard. I can loot with Jace. All is well. Don't really care about Cryptic. Well, if that doesn't resolve and that fizzles because Jace, so I can just keep doing the draw go with my Cryptic because I can counter anything. That's fine. They don't have any attackers. I got a few blockers. Oh, there you go. That's the stuff. Yeah, yeah. So we can High Tide, Flashback High Tide, Time Spiral, and just love life. And making a bunch of elementals, but really, like, who cares about elementals? So right now I have a Time Spiral, draw 7, and I have a Memory Jar, which is another draw 7. So I'm not worried about drawing cards. Right now I'm worried about mana. That's why I want to recast my High Tide. And with this, I got 2 High Tides going. So once I untap, my islands are, I have 12 for my islands. And I got 2 in my pool and 1 mountain. So I have 12, 15. I have 15, 16, 17, 18 mana right now. Yeah, things aren't too bad. 18 mana minus 4. I got 14 mana. Frantic Search, Mana Flare, Stroke of Genius. These are all great cards. So I think Frantic Search in Underworld Breach, I think, is Determinist. No, I don't have a lot of cards in my graveyard, but I think I can get there with Compulsive, Frantic Search, and Memory Jar as well. Yeah. So I can cast all these draw spells, then Memory Jar. Yeah. It's deterministic at this point. I can go through my deck. Yeah, I forgot I had Memory Jar there for a second. 2 cards. Yeah, now I remembered. I can discard the Echo. So I can either cast Time Walk or I could just put it beneath Chrome Mox, because honestly I do not see myself taking another turn. I'm winning this turn. Oof, okay. So Time Walk under Chrome Mox could be a very good option, but I can just keep frantically searching for Brain Freeze. Just making Storm count while I'm going and generating insane mana while doing it as well. So here I don't want to play Narset, because if they do have, oh yeah, they do have Eldrazi. We saw it. Yeah, they have Eldrazi. So I can't. No. Brain Freeze is not good. They have an Eldrazi. So yeah, Narset goes under Chromox. I do not want to put that in play because my win con right now is to make them draw their deck. They could have the Eldrazi in their hand right now, but they will be discarding it at the end of... Oh no, I didn't crack Memory Jar. If they have the Eldrazi in their hand, they lose to Brain Freeze, but if they don't, I need to generate a lot of mana and win with Stroke or Ancestral Recall. Feels weird saying that I need to win with Stroke. So that means Stroke costs 3 and X, so I need 21 plus 3. I need 24 mana. Okay, I think I already have the mana. So all I need now is Stroke. I can Brain Freeze them just to see their deck. I'm getting low on cards in my graveyard. I could always... Yeah, let's just Brain Freeze them. See if they have the Eldrazi in their hand. And if they ever get low enough, I can just Ancestral them in response. Because these are all instant cards. Or I can oh, there you go, right off first. They don't have it in their hand, okay. So if they get low enough, if they get below 2 cards in their deck, I can Ancestral them. Or even in okay, so in response to this trigger, they have 3, so I can't Ancestral them, but I can keep Frantic Searching and get Stroke and just Stroke them out right now. Yeah. I can Frantic, or I could just Ancestral myself to draw 3 and try to find Stroke. I could have just done Drawn from Dreams too, but yeah, because that looks at the top 7. Okay, I don't care about these cards. Untap, not all. I have just enough cards in my graveyard, but I can just Ancestral myself right now. Or keep frantically searching. I'm gonna look 2 more, so I'm gonna have 5 cards in my deck. Oh, I could have just Memory Jarred in response to that, to the trigger, because but now I can't because I don't have 5 cards either. Would they lose first, or they just both happen at the same time? Doesn't matter, because I draw 3 and then I can still Frantic Search and get exactly 0 cards in my... Oh, there you go. I got the Stroke right now. I could even let this resolve and still just win. Stroked you out, opponent. There you go. Loses because of drawing a card with an empty library. Yeah, so if they have 3 cards and I have 5 cards, would Memory Jar... Would it be a draw, or would they draw first? I don't know, but I'm bringing in the burn, sliding out Young Peasy. Young Peasy, and do I want anything else? Not... No, the Young Peasy is not good. Like, Brain Freeze is... Since they have 1 Eldrazi, they might have more as well. So they might have more, and they might have... they might also have Channel. Can't really do much about that except countering it. So what else do I want Brain Freeze is the question. Young Peasy for sure in my mind, but is Brain Freeze... Because right now, if they have Eldrazi, if it's not on board, if it's not in their hand, my only win cons are Stroke and Ancestral Recall. And Ancestral Recall just works if they're very low in their library. Oh, Memory Jar as well is a... Memory Jar as well. So Young Peasy for sure, and then I need 1 more cut. One more. Like, Young Peasy makes blockers, but like you see this game, Young Peasy was there, it didn't do much, attacked for 4, made a few elementals that never attacked, and that was it. The turn when I was going off, I mean, was just... The elementals was just irrelevant. What else is bad? Nothing else is bad, honestly. Except for the deck. Like, I mean, the whole deck is bad, but except for that. Another friendly reminder that I could always put Lutri in my hand and double cast things, but, you know, who has time for that? So I got no islands, 2 mountains, but I do have a turn 1 Searing Spear with my Lotus Petal. So, that's pretty insane. And so I can turn 2 Searing Spear, or turn 2 if I didn't hit another land, I can, okay, Mox Jet, that's cool. I can cast Lotus Petal and Searing Spear their face right now. Could be a play. But I think I'll keep my Lotus Petal for something else. Opponent has Leovold mana right now. Do I compulsive research to look for a land? I think so. Because I have all of my mountains right now. I have my fetches dead. And I have no islands. So, would be pretty cool if this compulsive research was an instant, but it's not. You're going to counter this, opponent? Want to spell pierce me? Mana leak? I'll pay for spell pierce. So I think I want a compulsive research. I mean, I gotta hit my land drops. Target. Oh, I can even target them with this. So I can make them draw 3 too. There you go. That's another win con. And compulsive research you to death. Okay. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Can't believe they were thinking about spell piercing my Lotus Petal. That would have been. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Might not have been the best keep, but our opponent hasn't done anything, so okay, that's yeah. Down tick, perfect. Garruk down. You got 1 beast. That's it. That's all you get. Force of Will. That's awesome. I can exile. I mean, Cryptic Command is quite a while from doing anything, so I'm just gonna staple Cryptic onto Force of Will. Yep. We are far. There you go. We are far away from casting Cryptic Command. Oh, well, just 2 islands away. Or 1 island, 1 high tide, and 1 frantic search away from casting Cryptic Command, Celestial Colonnade. Okay. So we saw steam vents earlier. So there's red, there's white, blue, and green. There you go, high tide. We just need a frantic search and we can cast Cryptic Command. Oh no, we need a frantic search and an island to cast Cryptic Command. All that Teferi just negates my Force of Will, so just eat that Teferi. I had too many cards in my hand anyways. I don't want to go discard phase. Give me an island here and I can look for my dreams. Look for lands in my top 7. Yes. Give me some lands. Mana Flare is like a land. Time Walk is a land too. I think I want Island because of High Tide and Mana Flare because of Mana Flare. Does Time Walk help at all? Like I can cast Narset Time Walk? That's a thing. Because Breach right here is just, I don't have enough traction here to do Breach things. So I need Island for sure, and Island Mana Flare just makes it for insane mana with my High Tide, but I think maybe just having more time is better because I'm at 10 life. They're hitting in for 3. Island and Mana Flare, or Island and Time Walk. Because next turn I can Mana Flare and Narset, but like that's not super hot. That's only, yeah. I think Time Walk is better here. Oh, I can't even. Oh yeah, island. So I time walk Narset. I did do my land drop for this turn. Yeah. So next turn I can Narset, time walk, look at the top 4. Look at the top 4 2 times and hopefully do something with high tide. Ideally draw island, do something with high tide, Narset, frantic search, time spiral, shenanigans. And I have stroke of genius in my hand. I'm baffled by this celestial colonnade. Do they even have another white to activate it? What did they return? Return spell pierce. Okay. Yeah, so I guess just Narset pass? Or because if I play Narset, I'll pay for their spell pierce. Yeah, so I just want to pass because if I activate it, they attack it, then I just lose it. But if they attack it now, I can activate it next turn and still lose it. Because right now they have spell pierce, so I guess maybe I just jam time walk into it. If they spell pierce it, well, at least it's out of their hand. Because I'd rather they spell pierce a time walk than spell pierce something that will stop me from comboing off. So if they counter this, I'm not going to activate Narset. If they don't counter it, okay, that's good. That's perfect. So I won't do it because I want her still on board next turn if they attack her. I would have been dead right there if they had another white source. They attack with Colonnade and Beast, and that's 7 right there. But it's good they did not have another white source. Git Pro. Do I want to pay? Do I want to pay 2 life? So they did not attack Narset. So now Narset is here. I can activate her. Do I want? Is there a there's a huge difference between. I can kill their beast, but that still leaves me dead to. Yeah, so I'll pay the 2 life because no matter what, I'm dead to Colonnade through the breach. And okay, so if they get a red source, I'm dead. If they get a white source, I'm dead. So a red source or a white source just kills me. They have what is that worm? That's crazy. Okay, so I can kill their beast, put Jace, and pray that they don't get a white or red source. I guess that's the line. What else am I gonna do? High Tide Memory Jar? No. Yeah, so kill their beast, put Jace, and pray. Yeah, I like praying. Let's do it. So this Jace can buy me another turn with Time Walk. So no red, no white, and we good. Because that worm has trample anyways. 3 mana. Oh, okay, well I'm dead. Unless they don't have a basic plains or a basic mountain. But I mean, if you're playing white cards and red cards, I mean, you at least want one basic of them. Let's see if they have a red or a white. Swamp Forest. Okay. I'm good with that. So you're 5 colors and you're not playing any base. Okay, sure, whatever. That's good with me. Ancestral Recall sounds like the good choice, like the only choice here. I want to discard the Echo just to get a mana reduction on that. Okay, so I want to go. This Bloodstained Mire has no targets. My 2 mountains are in hand. So I'm going to cast it. Am I going off this turn? I mean, I think it's too risky to let them untap and get maybe a Steam Vents or, you know, whatever else. I'm going to Time Walk just to get extra time, cast Ancestral Recall. You know, take my time here. Ancestral Recall just to try and get an island. There you go, that's good. I already have the Time Walk, so I'm just going to cast it. Pass turn, I get another island next turn, so that's just more mana with High Tide. I do not want to stroke my Genius for 1 card. Yeah, so next turn I'll have an extra island. And that's Time Spiral. I don't need Time Spiral. I can just Frantic Search my way out of this with some insane mana. Okay, there's one hiccup with this plan right now is that I have a Narset. So I cannot Brain Freezes in the sideboard, and I cannot make them draw more than 1. So that's an issue there. I need to kill my Narset. So I need to find the 1 card that can kill Narset. But I think we can get there. Like, I can draw cards and, do things, or I can just Fiery Confluence them out of the game. Oh, okay, so Stroke, that's good. Bottom, Force, draw Stroke. Stroke is the win con. Now I just need to kill Narset. Alright, so, I got Frantic Search, so I can just... Underworld Breach is a good card. I don't need this Fiery Confluence or this Dead Fetch. Maybe, so Fiery Confluence with Underworld Breach, and I mean, could get there, but I don't think I'm going for that. I'm definitely not going for that. So with Underworld Breach, I can just go through my deck with Frantic Search. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I can just exile cards, go through my deck. I think I prefer Frantic's. Oh, wow. I could always stroke my Genius, my deck, my whole deck, so I can guarantee. Like I stroke for 12, draw my deck, then stroke, then kill my Narset, then stroke them. I could always kill myself with Get Probe. So that's always a line. But I do have a lot of blue, so yeah, I think I'll just pay the blue. Oh, Teferi, that's a good one. So they don't have the Eldrazi in their hand, so I do have essentially infinite mana. So yeah, I have 9 cards. Just keep Frantic, or I can just stroke my own Genius and kill Narset. Do I have enough cards in my graveyard? I don't know. Discarding 2 here. There you go. I got Drawn from Dreams. I can just, yeah, I can cast that. I have 7 cards in my graveyard, in my library, guaranteed to get it. So I take the Spear, and plus that's not draw, so they go back into my library. Kill Narset, and stroke them out. Yeah. How many cards do you have? How many cards you want to draw, opponent? I got them all. I got all the cards for you. Yeah. I cannot believe you're not playing any plains or any mountain. That is insane. Even had the Kodama's Reach. GG's.